Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to do an edit in the style of Jeremy Olsen. Now obviously he uses portrait photographs, but you can choose to edit like him on any of your own photographs. And what we're going to need to do is draw some shapes. So using this selection tool on the left, if you right click on that, sorry not that one, it's the third one down, this selection tool, and we're going to use polygonal lasso tool. Now I'll just show you what happens if I click and then click again and click again. Everywhere I click it will add an edge. Now when I double click it will join it up to the first click that I made. If you've drawn something and you need to get rid of it, you just press Ctrl and D to deselect. So if I did this shape and then accidentally double clicked and made the new shape, I just press Ctrl and D. Okay, so thinking about the type of shapes that Jeremy Olsen uses, it's often triangles. So I'm going to start with some basic triangles first. And I'm going to click, click, and I'm going to do quite a dramatic triangle, and then I'll double click to get my third shape. And all I need to do then is decide where to put that triangle, and to move it you use the M tool on your keyboard. So M, and I'm going to use this bit because I've got some of the bottle, some of the flower and some of the normal flower in the background. And then Control C for copy, Control V to paste. And it's added a new layer, but it's pasted it in exactly the same place, so you can't see it just yet. So we'll use the Move tool, which is V on your keyboard, and I'm going to move that. Now, if you want to spin it or change it, all you need to do is press Control T or Show Transform Controls, and that lets you change the shape, change the width. But if you want to turn your selection, if you just put your mouse near the corner or on the edge, you see it moves from a triangle shape to a curve, and that means you can move it around like that. Now, Jeremy Olsen's quite clever with his colour. He will often put a dark colour next to a light colour. And what we can do is make the edges of our selections a little bit darker if we want to. So when I'm happy with what I've done, just press enter on your keyboard. And if you want to get rid of the box, the transform controls, just unclick this at the top. Okay. So I want to make my edges a little bit darker. I'm going to go to FX, and I'm going to use an inner shadow, which means it will add a shadow along the inside of the shape. Now you can use any colour for the shadow. I'm going to stick with black just for now, so just press OK. So you can click on that to change the colour. You can change the distance the shadow is to the edge. The choke is how wide, and the size. Now I think it looks a little bit better when it's softer like that. It looks more natural and a little bit closer. So I'm going to use that for now and press OK. Now I'm actually going to go back to layer 1. I'm going to go to my polygonal lasso tool, and I'm going to draw another triangle, and I'm going to do the same thing. So Control C, Control V to copy, and then to paste it. I've got my new layer. Press the V tool to move that layer. Press the transform controls. I'm going to spin that around a little bit like that, and I'm going to put that up here. Maybe I'll move it a little bit more, and I'm going to aim to make a sort of new shape over the top of my original picture just by joining up the edges of all of these different selections that I do. So I'm going to press enter for that, get rid of those transform controls. Now you don't have to add the shadow again by going through the settings. A really quick way is to right click on effects, and you go to copy layer style. I'm going to go back to this layer, which is layer 3, right click it, and you go to paste layer style, and it adds the shadow. Now I can see I've not joined those up perfectly, so just go back to layer 3. I'm going to use the keys on my keyboard just to nudge the layer. Okay, so one last time, back to layer 1, back to my polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to draw another triangle. I like this shape here, that looks lovely. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. V key to move this selection. I need to show transform control so I can spin it, and I'm going to spin it this way, I think. And it's almost like now you're making these pieces stick together if you can, almost like a jigsaw. Press enter, we're happy with that. Get rid of the transform controls, and then I'm going to go to layer 4 and paste the layer style again because it remembers that I've copied it previously, so I'll paste it again. I'm just looking on the edge. Oops, that isn't lined up perfectly, so I'm going to make sure I'm on layer 4 and nudge it with my keys on the keyboard. Okay. I'm going to do that until I've got a whole new jigsaw style effect across my original photograph, which is underneath. Okay, there we go.